Superstars, what's going on? This is Coach Wood, baby, and it is go time because it is the Weekday Huddle. Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. We gather up, we get in the huddle, and we talk about the topics and the content that matters to the football players, the families of football players, the coaches, and the fans out there. So thank you for joining us. If this is your very first time checking out the Before You Go Pro channel, welcome. Please make sure that you come back by, especially if you're a football person. Come back by the channel and help us grow this community, you guys. Also, please consider hitting that subscribe button so that you can help us grow, help us get out in front of more people on YouTube, and help us really build this community strong because we've got some amazing football families in the Before You Go Pro community, and we want that to be one of you guys too. So check us out, hit the subscribe button. Also, check out the resources down in the description box and let's get after it, baby. So, we've got another amazing content piece for you today. This is something, you guys, that we've been talking to a lot of athletes about recently. As you guys know, or maybe you don't know, Before You Go Pro works with football players across the country. We work with high school and junior college football players. We are extremely picky with who we work with. We want great grades, we want great film, we want great families. So we look for the right young athletes that we know can get off to a college and do some damage, to do some big things off the field and do some big things on the field. And of course, that makes things better for us because then the universities, the coaches come back and they say, give me another one. Let's go back and get another amazing student athlete from Before You Go Pro. So we are very, very exclusive with who we let into our program because we're trying to build bridges. We're trying to build bridges, you guys. So today I talked to a young man that was in the class of 2027. And the other day I talked to a young man that was in the class of 2027. And everybody that is in the class of 2027 is starting to be on the clock. There are some athletes who have already gotten scholarship offers, and the schools are heavy into evaluating 2027 kids now. So all of the 2027 kids we have started talking to are thinking about how do I maximize my off season? How do I gain exposure? How do I get to that offer this off season? And of course, many of them are thinking about what? They're thinking about which camp they should go to this summer. So, with which camp you should go to this summer, obviously there may be some athletes that watch this that are younger than the class of 2027. So, you may be a 2028 kid, a 2029 kid. I cannot even believe I'm saying that, but you may be somebody that's younger that's watching this. If you're a younger athlete that's watching this video, then you have some leeway with which camp that you choose to go to. Now, you shouldn't be a 5'7" quarterback trying to go to Ohio State camp. That's a waste of time. Unless Ohio State, maybe your dad played there, or it's just been a dream to experience an Ohio State camp. But you shouldn't go there with the intention. You shouldn't be going to a blue blood school with the intention that now you're going to get recruited. If you don't have any size, if you don't have any measurables, if you don't have any speed, if you didn't start for your own high school team, then you have to do the math on that. I'm talking about the athletes that have had some time at varsity, that have film, that maybe were all conference, maybe were all state. Now you're trying to think about, where should I spend my time this summer? Which camp should I go to? Which unofficial visits should I take? Where can I maximize my family's investment dollars and the time that we spend trying to get after it this summer. And that's exactly where your mind should be. Now, obviously, you guys are in the second semester of your high school year, the second semester of your junior college year. So you should be doing everything you can, whether it's playing another sport or working out, to get ready physically. We just did a video on you guys need to get ready mentally to compete as well. So you should be doing those things. But how do you really narrow down which camps to attend, which campuses to get your boots on the ground? Everything, you guys, and if you've been rocking with us for a little while here, you guys have heard this before. Everything starts with the film evaluation. The film evaluation is the resume. If I've only worked at McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, and In-N-Out, then that resume, that track record isn't good enough to get me on Wall Street. So you have to do the math on that. If you only have one touchdown last year, then most likely you're not going to USC. So you have to do the math on that. The film eval is the resume. So anybody that's thinking about which camp I should go to, and I'm talking really specifically, you guys, to the class of 2027, the juniors that are going to be seniors. The reason why we got to talk to you guys is because this is the most important off season by far. If you're trying to go to the next level, if you're trying to play college football, this summer, you can't just wing which camp you're going to. You have to have some strategy behind the camp you're going to, especially with all the high school kids being put on the back burner for these transfer portal kids, these 6, 7, 8, 9 year college kids. You've got to be more strategic than ever. You can't wing it this summer. You have to start with the film evaluation by somebody who's watched a lot of film and knows what they're doing, preferably somebody that gets people to college. Let them watch your film. If you want us at Before You Go Pro to watch your film, great. But let them watch your film and grade your film. Based off the grade is how you determine which college campuses to go to this off season. Based off the film evaluation. Also based off your academics. There's going to be a bunch of kids at Cal Berkeley camp, Stanford camp, that cannot even get into those schools. So you've just wasted the time, because there's two sides to the coin, right? There's two sides to me being able to give you a college football scholarship. You got to be able to stack up academically, and you've got to be able to stack up athletically. There's two sides to it. You can't only have the athletic side. You can't only have the academic side. You got to have both sides. So the film evaluation and then a general sense of where your transcripts are going to be what determines which schools we go to. There's going to be thousands of kids at the University of Colorado camp, and Coach Prime isn't recruiting any of those kids. There's going to be thousands of kids at the UGA Georgia camp, and Kirby Smart is not recruiting hardly any of those kids, maybe one or two. So, you guys, we have to be smart, especially if we're in the class of 2027, because this is your last summer. This is your last chance to go to the dance before the big season. So you want to go to the dance with somebody that's really considering you, really excited about you, and pumped up to have you on their campus. But how do you know that? You know that by the film evaluation, and you know that by using this time, this current time. Right now, we're in the middle of February, and most of the camps are going to be when? They're going to be April, May, June. You might get a late one in July, but they're mostly going to be end of April, May, and June. That 3-month window is going to be a ton of camps that you can choose from. For one, do not overextend yourself. If you do this right, you shouldn't have to go to 55 camps. You should only go to about 3 to 4. If you're doing this right, you shouldn't have to go to too many, because now you're overextending yourself and you're running the risk of getting injured at one of these camps or being exhausted by the time your real season starts, which is really where the money is anyway. So we've got to be strategic this off season, class of 2027. Number one, the film eval. Number two, general sense of where the transcripts are at. Then we can make our decision. Now, if you're not a 5 or a 4 or a high level 3 star, if you don't already have schools banging on your door and calling you, then you want to start at the bottom and work your way up. You don't want to be at the school where all the competition is at. Start at the bottom and work your way up. Instead of the Ohio State camp, maybe I'm going to the Bowling Green camp. Maybe I'm going to the Youngstown State camp. A lot of kids on the West Coast will try to go to a USC camp, a UCLA camp. Maybe instead of that camp, I'm going to the Sacramento State camp. I'm going to the Northern Arizona camp. Here is a big one. Some of you guys can separate because of your academics. Now, everybody and their mom is going to be at the Texas Tech camp. Everybody and their mom's going to be at the A&M and the UT camp. But who's going to be at the Rice camp where you need some academics to go to that school? And maybe you get one in the back pocket before you even step onto the field your senior year, or at least you have some major momentum. Now you've got some schools calling you, and then you can build up from there. So you have to be extremely smart, be strategic this offseason. There are a ton of schools that are going to be looking for high school and junior college talent. But are you going to be at their camp? Are you going to be on their campus? If you don't have anything, you got to grab the low-hanging fruit. And we can definitely teach you how to do that. The schools that struggled last year probably aren't going to have as many people at their camp than some of the other schools. The schools that are maybe in little obscure areas, like in Ames, Iowa, they're not going to have a bunch of kids from Texas and LA in Ames, Iowa. So be strategic, you guys. Be smart, because there's huge opportunities out there. Instead of going to the Oregon camp, your scholarship might have been at Portland State. So first things first, and this is the beautiful time to get going, class of 2027, is get somebody to really take a good look at your film. And then get your ego out of it. Get your big dreams of grandeur out of it, about playing at Penn State, about playing at Michigan. Of course, we would all love to play at those schools. And this is not to say that you won't, but you don't have anything in your back pocket right now, and the phone isn't ringing. So the first order of business is not going to be in Ann Arbor, Michigan. It's going to be at Arkansas State. It's going to be at Saginaw Valley. It's going to be at Ferris State. That's where I'm going to get that first offer under my belt where I could exhale and then go get some more. And then maybe have a great senior season and work my way up to that Big Ten school. But be smart. Don't go straight for the Big Ten school, the Big 12 school, the ACC or the SEC school this summer if you don't have anything. Don't go to that camp. That's a money grab. They didn't tell you to come. They didn't call you up. When you get there, they're not pulling you aside with the special group. That means that they got your money. It was a money grab, you guys. So please listen to me. We're already having these conversations with many 2027 athletes saying, hey, Coach Wood, how do we determine which camp to go to? All right. You know what? I'm not going to tell you which camp to go to until I see your film. After I see your film, after I know where your grade standings are at, I'm going to tell you which camp to go to. But it's not going to be the premier camp if they're not already calling you. If they're not already reaching out, it's going to be the one where they're itching to see you, where they're going to give you the offer after the camp or maybe a couple of weeks later, and then we're going to work our way up to Boston College or Michigan State. But first, we're going to go to Central Michigan camp. We're going to go to Pace University camp. We're going to go to Columbia camp. And then go stand out, you guys. So hopefully this is helping you. Very, very strategic times for you young high school football players in particular. It's still out there. And if you do find your way to make it to the top, then guess what? They got to pay you now. But you have to be strategic. And that off-season camp decision for the class of 2027 is going to make or break some of you guys. So hopefully this helps you out. Please share it with someone that you feel needs to hear this content. Also, make sure you hit that subscribe button and check out the resources that we have down in the description box. We're here Monday through Friday, 10 o'clock Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. We are here, and we'll have another great topic for you tomorrow. You guys have a good one. I'll see you at the top.